What does confidence mean to you?
I think confidence is mostly courage.
Okay.
Again, it stems back to that consistency in your life. The courage to live that way automatically gives you confidence.
Oh, yeah.
It just builds you up.
Yeah.
If you're consistent with what you do and what you're... that's why so many people that have bad constitutions can be confident in what they do.
Yeah.
Because they're living up to what they do.
Right.
So having doing that, it builds confidence. I don't want that kind of confidence. I want the confidence that I know that I can move forward, and the courage to overstep the places that you believe are barriers. One of the barriers that I had to overcome is being able to talk on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big deal.
Right.
But I interview people. I do this, but not on the kind of level that you are doing it. I do it in a different level. But now I stepped past that barrier, and it took courage to do that.
Right, of course.
And so that's what I think leads to that confidence, is just basically have an idea of courage.
Yeah. So you weren't always courageous, and you weren't always confident. How did you get here?
No, I wasn't.
How did you get here? What got you here? Was it books or courses or mentors or just gumption? What got you here?
Gumption.
Gumption. Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Because I failed a lot.
Yeah.
I built businesses that were really successful, and then they failed.
Okay.
I did that many different times.
Oh, yeah.
And I always pursued the answer to why. Why? Because when my first business failed, it's like, okay, so I'm going to start a new business. Several years later, that's 4 or 5 years later, I started a new business. I said, how do I overcome what I did the first time?
Yeah.
What I did was I went out and sought professional help. I got legal to do my contracts. I got CPAs. I got attorneys to do my paperwork. So I formed a company. I did the CPA work. I did exactly the same thing. And I built a business again to $5 million in 5 years. And then 1997 actually hit right before the .com.
Right before the .com bubble.
And the construction just went crazy. And I said, I'm very irritated. So I went to my CPAs. I said, why do I owe the IRS this much money? I thought because I was this, I was able to save a lot of money, right?
Yes.
And so his answer was really a revelation for me. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
And so I went to the attorneys.
Yeah.
And they said, I don't know.
What?
And I said, what? I went to I had a company.
Yeah.
I had the right people doing all the books. I had the right people that I thought were doing all the right things for me. And it took me another 6 years to understand they don't know jack about what they're talking about.
Oh, wow.
And 95% of the attorneys and CPAs are the same exact way.
Right. Converting it similar.
And I go, So 2 lessons I took away from that. Find the professionals.
Right. Find the real professionals.
The real professionals.
Right.
Because there are real professionals that do exactly what you want them to do.
Right.
The other, I guess I should say 3 lessons. Because the second lesson was you pay them to do something for you. Make sure they don't tell you what to do.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. If it's your attorney, you tell them what to do, and if he says we can't do that, and he says, well, then find a way.
Yeah.
Because they can find a way. That's what they get paid to do. Let them go do that, but don't let them tell you what to do. CPAs are the same way.
It's got me in trouble with the CPA.
The CPA says, all you did was give me the information. I put it where it belongs.
Yeah. I'm just doing this what I'm supposed to do, and now within the guidelines of what my job description is. And,
exactly, right?
God, yes.
So they're bean counters and number counters, and they can put certain things in certain areas, but this is what you have to know. You have to know. You're responsible to know enough to tell them where to put things.
Yeah.
Because
otherwise they're
this is my
same slot over
This is
and
my
over
favorite
again.
little. Can I give you an analogy of this?
Please do. Yes.
So Two CPAs. One's educated in being a professional CPA. The other one's educated in being a professional. I mean, he's educated in what you're doing.
Right.
So you ask the CPA one, says, okay, can I deduct my dry cleaning? And of course the answer to that is no.
No.
You can't deduct your dry cleaning.
Yeah, right.
And he's right. Right?
Yeah.
As far as what he's educated as and everything that he knows, he's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
But if you go to this one, he says, look, here's a way to deduct your dry cleaning.
Yeah.
You take it on the road with you.
Yeah.
And now it's traveling expenses.
Traveling expense.
So now you can deduct your dry cleaning.
I saw that coming. It's the thing.
And that's the thing that we have to understand.
Yeah.
Is having the wrong person tell you it's right.
Yeah.
Is worse than having the wrong person there at all.
Right,
So,
and it's the person who understands the rules enough that he's not breaking the rules. He's playing within the rules to make the thing work. And if he can think outside the box, because that's what he does as a professional, that's a different conversation than the guy that's just following the rules and putting in tab A to tab A, B to
That's
B,
it.
and they're not going to be creative. They're not going to think for you. And
they don't think. They only do what they're told to do.
yeah.
And so if you're telling them to do their books, they're only going to do them the way they know to do that.
Yeah.
However, you tell this guy, hey, look, I need to get as much deductions as I can out of all of this. And he says, okay, let's work on it.
Yeah.
Entertainment expenses.
Oh yeah.
They're gone now.
Yeah.
For corporations,
For corporations, you can't do it. Yeah.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
But do you have tickets? Let's say you had tickets to the Las Vegas.
Cirque show, big show.
The hockey team.
Oh yes, the Golden Knights.
I mean, listen to those. Those are like kicking butt, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Hey, so you had season tickets to that.
Yeah.
And you took your clients out to that, and they were all entertainment expenses before. Right.
Yeah.
And now you can't take that as an entertainment expense.
Right.
What if it was a marketing expense?
Yes, was promotion.
Promotional.
Yeah.
You had to promote your business to this client.
Yeah.
In order to do that, you had to take them to the
you had
game.
Yeah, you have to
and so now it's deductible.
Yeah.
So it's all semantics, and it's the way they use the system to make it work, and that's what I teach people.
Yeah.
And I have that team that's on my back that takes care of me that way.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's excellent, man. So that's how you get to confidence.
That's how I got my confidence,
totally.
it cost me quite a bit. It cost me like six-figure education.
Yeah, and
that doesn't include what I lost.
Right.
That's just what I paid to get that education.
Right. So what I'm learning from you is that you made mistakes.
I made a lot of mistakes. Yeah.
So how what is your relationship to mistakes like? And I use that word vaguely, relationship, but what is it like for you to make mistakes now versus then?
I wanted to make them sooner and faster. I love mistakes.
Okay.
I do. I love mistakes. If I make a mistake, I'm growing. I'm learning.
Okay.
If I'm making a mistake today, it's going to be more critical because I made all the little mistakes.
Yeah.
And I still make mistakes today. Trust the wrong individual, trust the wrong bank, trust the wrong thing, or if I vet somebody out, and it's important to vet everybody.
Yeah.
Make sure that you don't let anybody slide by the way by just accepting what they say is true.
Yeah.
Make sure you ask and learn and make sure and verify.
Yeah.
And that was one of my hard lessons to make is you have to vet everybody.
Yeah.
I invite them in now. I adopt failures, and I adopt other people's failures because I know how to fix them now.
That's a different game to be playing right there.
It is. Yeah, it's another level.
Yeah, it totally is. Yeah, those are good problems to have. Yeah.
So I like that part of everybody. I don't make as many.
Yeah.
And they're not as often.
Yeah.
They're a little bit spread apart.
Yeah.
But I still like to learn from them.
Yeah. What does success mean to you?
Here's what it means to me, is I have the ability to help as many people as I can.
Okay.
Without worrying about whether I'm going to pay my rent.
Now, where did that value come from?
My wife and I have a foundation to help survivors of human trafficking. We also work towards a lot of veterans programs to get them in transition to help them through the transition from active service to civilian life.
Yeah.
We have, my son was in the military. He just got discharged this past year. My dad was military for 30 years. Mm-hmm. So that's a huge heartfelt mission of mine is to make sure that the veterans are taken care of. I have to be able to do that.
Yeah.
The best that I can.
Right.
And not worry about my bills being paid.
Right.
So that's success to me, is being able to do the things for others without worrying about having yourself seek help to get yourself into.
Yeah. So you weren't always successful.
No.
How did you get here? Like, what was the path, the route? What got you here?
2001, got married.
Oh.
The second time. This was my second marriage. And this was after 15 years of being single.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it at the time that my wife had already arranged everything for retirement.
No.
She was like wealthy. I had no idea.
Yeah, wow.
And she goes, I want you to know that when my daughter graduates high school that we're retiring and we're traveling the world. And I came into the marriage with absolutely nothing.
Wow. Okay.
I didn't even have a real job. I was working part-time for a lot of different people. And so, again, that man shows up, and the ego says, I can't retire off of a woman. So I have to either be, one, available to make enough money to retire with her,
yeah,
or I won't retire when she does, and I won't be able to travel with her.
Right.
So I have two options, right?
Yeah.
And the second one was not a good option for me.
Yeah.
So I decided that what I was going to do was learn how to retire the same time she did.
So how'd you do that?
Spent a lot of money in education.
Yeah.
That's when I really got my education down. We went into so many different things. I was 45 years in construction.
Yeah.
And I had absolutely nothing to show for it. I didn't have a retirement plan. I didn't have a salary. I didn't have a wage. There was no savings account. I didn't even have a checkbook. I was living hand to mouth when we met. I was just out of my addiction. Been clean for, I think, 10 years. And that was another story that I'd love to chat about. But what I did was when I came into this point, I go, I had to do something drastic. And then that's when I learned about investing.
Yeah.
How to leverage money, how to move things forward, how to build a large nest egg. I learned whose attorney you need to talk to, what those attorneys can do for you, how to set up your business systems, how to put your accounting put together.
Yeah.
And from that point, in 2004, we invested in our first 2 properties. 2007, we invested in 4 more properties. 2008, I went into a large 3,200 acre development on a lakeside resort and ended up losing my butt.
Oh, yeah?
Because 2008 hit us and it was like, oh my gosh.
Ouch.
Following that, but now I have the system.
Yeah.
And that's all it is a system.
Yeah.
So once you know this system, you can apply it to any type of business and it'll work for you. And so 2009, 2010, I do over 200 short sales. 2011, 2012, we invested in more businesses. 2015, we formed two more corporations. And then it's been kind of blossoming from that point.
Yeah. Right on. That's how you do it.
Yeah. Well, it's either that or you inherit it. So or you're born into it, right? But
so you said you learned how to invest. What did you do to learn how to invest? Did you go to school? Did you read books? Did you go to
read
courses?
Books. Well, the first impacting book on me was Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Oh yeah, Robert Kiyosaki.
And it's like, why? Because my dad was poor dad.
Yeah.
And my dad, if he needed extra money, he took another job.
Yeah.
So as I was growing up, he taught me how to be a carpenter when I was 12. And we did home basements. Now, he worked in the military, so you never know what hours he had.
Yeah.
And so as a carpenter, and we're doing basements in our neighborhood, we would remodel and put bars in and put all this kind of stuff in, make them like tricked out.
Yeah.
So and that's what we did on the weekends. We went from house to house to house. having bar parties.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So that's when I got my first liquor.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's how I learned how to be a carpenter. That whole moment of growing up didn't mean anything.
Right.
Because it was get a job.
Get a job.
If you need more money, get a job.
Right. And
Right?
yet you go to Robert Kiyosaki and have Rich Dad Poor Dad conversations. A whole other thing that race conversations an entirely different conversation. Yeah.
So I read that book. That was my first book that I read that made an impact on my life. And then Cash Flow Quadrant, of course, following that.
Yeah.
Sharon Lecter is an amazing woman, and she co-authored those books with Robert Kiyosaki, and I met her just recently, but it was amazing. But those two impacted me, and then we went out, and I took all the lessons that I could in real estate. But I eventually, what I found out was that I knew more about real estate than these people did.
Okay. Yeah, because you were in construction.
I've been in construction
you already
for
did with the loans and all that stuff. Yeah.
So,
carrying the notes, and all the ways to do the notes. Yeah.
So it was second nature for me to go into that business.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. What does thriving mean to you?
Thriving, growing.
Growing?
You gotta grow.
Yeah.
For me to thrive, I need to be teaching people. That's my deal.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need to be growing in business. I can grow in business anytime I want. But if I want to thrive in my life, I want to teach other people how to do this.
Yeah. That's great.